real quick, I just wanted to talk about yesterday's Street Fighter reveal, and I honestly struggled deciding whether or not I was going to actually do a video and just share my thoughts on it. Because I mean, I'm just going to be honest, I wasn't happy. I wasn't mad, but I wasn't happy. You know, for starters, you know, there was they were supposed to reveal the new Capcom characters, the new information, and you know, pretty much what it was is it was basically just information. They they barely showed, they really didn't show anything. And usually everyone was expecting character trailers. We were expecting photographs of new stages. You know, we were expecting, you know, some updates on the CPT tournaments, and you know, the whole thing was basically just the two developers and Kenny Omega sitting in their house, you know, just talking. I mean, they did share some stuff, but you know, I'll get into a little bit of all that later, what my real issue with the whole thing was. But let's just get my opinions on the characters. So the first character that they revealed, surprisingly, was Dan. And if you watch any of my, you know, my Street Fighter streams, my live, you know, YouTube streams, when I stream, myself playing Street Fighter 5, and I always get into discussions about, you know, the characters and who I think the characters should be and who I want the characters to be. Dan's name always pops up, he always comes up out of my mouth, and I can't even, you know, because in Street Fighter 4 I was a Dan player. I actually enjoy Dan, and to see that he's gonna be in the game, I can't be mad at that, you know, because I like Dan, you know, I always call him Dan the Man. I like Dan, and you know, it just goes to show to everybody that a lot of the rumors and the leaks and everything that people do aren't always true. You know, you shouldn't always put 100% stock into rumors, because the rumors everybody thought the rumors everybody thought was supposed to be Rolento, Rose, Elena, you know, Crimson Viper, and you know, and Oro. So then right out the gate, they're just oh, by the way, we got Dan, and then that just threw a monkey wrench in in everybody's plan. They did show some footage of Dan, some footage of how his gameplay is, and his character is coming out in the wintertime. The next character that they revealed, they had Kenny Omega sitting down, you know, to reveal the next new character, and he revealed the next new character as Rose. Now, you know, that was a common pick, because we all knew that Rose was going to be in the game. So, and again, I'm happy about that too, because in Street Fighter 4, I was a Rose player. So, although it wasn't two people that I was really hoping for, they were still two characters that I actually used. So I have no problem with Rose. I definitely have no problem with Rose, and I definitely want to see how her character model is, and how she's gonna play. So that was two down, and then the third character that they announced was Oro, and I'm not an Oro fan. I've never been an Oro fan. I haven't been happy. When I heard the rumors about Oro, it just made me upset. And to see that Oro's actually going to be in the game, it's for me, it's very disappointing. I mean, obviously, yes, I know there are a lot of Oro Third Strike Street Fighter fans, but I mean, it's you know, and I think the biggest problem that I have with Oro is just really how his character looks. You know, they said he's over 100 years old. He purposely ties one arm together, and then they said that he's going to be fighting with a turtle in his hand. It's just not he just feels the way they present him, he just feels like a joke character. He just feels like a goof character. I mean, hell, Gen was old as dirt, but at least Gen looked cool. You know, he had all the white hair. Gen was coughing up his lungs every 2 seconds, but at least Gen looked cool. Gen looked he looked like a threat. Oro doesn't look like a threat. You know, and then so now I'm just so to find out that we're gonna get him, it's just well, there'll be a character that I'll enjoy fighting against, but I'm obviously not picking. But when he comes out, you know, because I always do the story mode for all the characters, so I'm going to do the story mode anyway. Because I also do want to see how the story mode for every single character comes out. And then the fourth character was the surprise of the night. Was the surprise of the night. Akira from Rival Schools, and I know I've heard of Rival Schools. I'm aware of Rival Schools. I have no idea who this chick is. And when they announced her, I was just kind of part of. See, and that's another thing. In every single season of Street Fighter, with the exception of Season 2, they've always introduced like a brand new, never before seen character. So if you really think about it, if they've always done this before, if every DLC package always has like a brand new, never before seen character, why would they break that trend now? So there was a part of me that knew in the back of my mind that although everybody was saying that the final 5 characters were going to be like returning Street Fighter characters, there was always a part of me that was like, nah, like at least one of them's going to be like a never before seen character, because I don't understand why they would, I don't understand why they would break that trend. And having her as that character, never before seen in a Street Fighter game. So because I'm a huge fan of playing female fighting characters, when she comes out, I will definitely give her a try. I'll definitely pick her up, to see what she's all about, to see if she's somebody that I want to add to the team. So there is interest there. Like there's definitely some interest there, and we'll see what happens when she comes out. And then the 5th character, the final character, they didn't reveal. It was basically a question mark, and they're saving that one as a surprise. So now everybody thinks that because they're not telling us who the last character is going to be, it's going to be like some secret crossover character from a different Capcom game. Watch it be like Jin or some shit. But so. I don't have a problem. First of all, every season we always get 6 characters, and then now all of a sudden we're getting 5. If they gave us 5 Street Fighter characters and then did like a bonus 6th one to be a crossover character, then I'd be like, okay, fine. But to waste the 5 on a crossover character that you're not even going to tell us who it is, like that one kind of fell short for me. But but like I said, you can't judge until you see, so we'll see what happens with this person actually comes out. So now's the bad. And here's the and some of it is biased, like I'm not gonna front, like some of it is biased, but the bad in the whole situation is, first of all, like I said, I love Dan the man. I am going to pick up Dan, I'm gonna play Dan, I'm gonna be a Dan player, but I'm gonna be honest, I really wanted Sean. And they and if not for nothing, what pisses me off, what really like angers me about not having Sean, is that he already has a character model in the game. They built a character model for him in the game. Like, he doesn't have a moveset or anything, but he is an active character in the Street Fighter story mode. So they even paid a voice actor to voice him in both character story mode and their main story mode. So you've already built the groundwork for him. Why not just put him in the game? It's the same problem that I have with Abel, the same with the Bison dolls. Like, the Bison dolls have movesets, for Christ's sake. Like, like all these girls have movesets. They have voice actresses. They have finishing moves. And so it's just like the fact that the dolls never made the game as playable characters, it was just always very frustrating. Even especially DiCaprio. Like, DiCaprio was a big deal in Street Fighter 4, and now all of a sudden it's just like she was even a big part of the story mode where like Camby rescued her and like they drove off from Brazil to London, and I'm just like, they never just did anything. So that whole thing just kind of fell flat. Regarding Rose, like I said, I love Rose. Rose was one of my main chicks. I don't have a problem with Rose, but it's very disappointing that Crimson Viper isn't in the game. And for me to not be a Crimson Viper player, to say that I'm disappointed Crimson Viper isn't in the game, that like that's saying something, because Crimson Viper, if you go back to like when Street Fighter V first came out, if you look at all the individual character story modes, Crimson Viper is damn near in every single person story mode. She's in every character story mode. Like she shows up in Bison story mode, she shows up in Jury story mode. I believe she she pops up in Urian story mode. The girl's all over the place. She has a new character model, a new costume. They paid the voice actress to voice Crimson Viper. The fact that Crimson Viper, like, I always felt like because they did so much work with Crimson Viper, I truly feel like Capcom thought she was already in the game. And the fact that Crimson Viper is not going to be in, it's very disappointing. Oro, another, like I said, like not an Oro fan. I would have preferred Fei Long. I would have definitely preferred Fei Long, because at least Fei Long is different from the original, from the characters that we have so far. He has a distinct moveset. He's not a Shoto, so he would bring something different to the table. And then everybody would love the Bruce Lee aspect, and he's a classic character. If not him, I would have preferred like Master Goken. If we hold that spot for old dudes, you know what I'm saying? Like, I wanted Master Goken because, again, his voice actor came back to do some stuff, do some voiceover work for the game. So why not just put Master Goken in? And then the whole thing with Akira, I'm happy that we are getting like a brand new character, but with black people at? Like, like, you know, I would have preferred Elena. Like, Elena was teased. I would have preferred they just brought back Elena because, you know, the game needs more black people. Like, there's no, like, the only black characters that we have, the only brown people that we have is Balrog, and, you know, Balrog, Manat, and Birdie. So it's like 3 black characters. I mean, Laura is supposed to be Brazilian, but she's light skinned as all hell, you know, and like her brother, who's Sean, you know, he's dark skinned, like, you know, like Sean, like I actually thought Sean was black, you know, was American black before I found out he was from Brazil. So I'm just like, we could have had Sean, we could have had Dudley, we could have brought back DJ, or God forbid, since you're coming up with brand new characters that nobody's ever seen before, like brand new Street Fighter characters, how about make a brand new black character? You know, but then I guess we got Manat. But yeah, it's just like that was Capcom's opportunity for a little bit more diversity. You know, because everybody in the game is either Japanese or white and blonde, and the black representation was very disappointing. But again, I'm not going to complain about having a new character. It's just very disappointing that one of the old, like, you know, like, out of all the black characters they could have chose from, we didn't get another black character. And then, I mean, regarding this final person, like, I don't mean, like I said, like, I don't even care now. You know, like, it's just like, I'm just, you know, like, it's just not something that, like, I'm invested in. That, like, it's one of the things where, like, I'll care about it when it happens. And then, you know, and then the big thing that's going to happen is it's like, okay, fine, like, you chose the characters that you chose them for a reason. You know, you guys make the game. You guys, you know, have final say. You know, the fans roll over the place as far as like their predictions. So you pick the best situation that you thought you could pick. You know, for yourself and your company. Fine, don't have a problem with that. But why we gotta wait till like 2022 for all this shit to come out? Because every single DLC package has come out. Like, they're just like, hey everybody, here are the new characters. They're coming out in like maybe 2 months from now, a couple of months from now. Hell, when Gian Sagat came out, he was like, yo, you can play these motherfuckers tomorrow. You know, there was one character, I forget who the one character was. Matter of fact, it was Kage. When they did the Kage trailer, they said the upload happened while you were watching the Kage trailer. So if you want to, so it's like if you want to play Kage, Kage is available right now. And this is the final season, and they're making us wait 2 years for five characters, and I don't understand like why we have to wait 2 years, and then, you know, but then they're gonna be like, oh, the characters aren't developed yet, they didn't finish making the characters yet. The game's been out for 5 years now. Like, how do you, like, the game has been out for 5 years, and when you launched it, it wasn't even fully ready. How are all the characters not ready to go? Like, it's been 5 years. Every single character that you had in mind should have already been, like, this should have been a situation where they were just like, hey, here are the 5 characters, they'll be out tomorrow because we've been working on them since 2015. So, because then it begs the question, what the hell have y'all been doing this whole time, to the point where Rose isn't even finished, like, Dan's barely, you know, so there's, and then it's like, to make us wait till 2022, you know, for like 2021, 22 for like, you know, for the fifth dude. That's the biggest problem. Like, all complaints about the character choices aside, my biggest problem with this whole entire situation is the waiting period. Dan's not coming out until the winter of this year, and we're still in the summer. So that means when the fall comes, ain't nothing gonna happen. Like, ain't nothing gonna happen in the fall. So we gotta wait till the winter for Dan to come. Rose isn't coming out until the spring, and knowing them, that's not gonna be till like April. They like gonna get her in like February or March. And then Oro and Akira, they're having both of them drop at the same time in the summertime, but they never said when in the summertime, so they might not even come out together. They might just, you know, do one at a time. But and then even then, Capcom told us earlier, like, oh, we've got an announcement coming for the summer, and they dropped that shit in like the middle of, like, they told us in May that they have an announcement coming for the summer, and summer's almost over. They told us at the last second, so we're probably not going to get Oro or Akira until like August 22nd of like next year. And then this final mystery character is not coming out until the winter of next year. So I'm like, by that time, I'm not going to give a damn who the mystery character is. So that was, you know, that was disappointing. Like, I mean, like I said, I love Street Fighter. I love the game. I'm happy that we're getting something. It just doesn't make sense to me why we have to wait so long. So that was it. But, you know, but again, like I said, as far as like characters that I'm gonna, like, the new characters that I'm gonna pick up, like, you know, I'm gonna re-pick up Dan. I'm gonna pick up Rose. I'm gonna test out Akira, and you know, to hell with Oro and whoever this fifth dude is, or it might be a girl. Who knows? But I don't know what to say. They ain't gonna be black. So, so that was it. That was my thoughts. You know, that was my thoughts, my complaints. You know, regarding the new Street Fighter, you know, the new Street Fighter character DLC. So Street Fighter 5 will go on for the next 2 years, which that's a good thing, because if their whole announcement was like, hey, here's the new character, the final character to Street Fighter 5. Oh, by the way, Street Fighter 6 comes out tomorrow. I'd have stabbed somebody. So at least we get 2 more years to actually enjoy this game, and it's just going to be a slow burn for these final characters to come out. But at least the two that I'm actually going to play are going to be the first 2 to come out, so that's not a bad thing. So leave a comment below. Tell me what you think. What's your thoughts about the new characters? Who did you actually want to see in the game? Who are you disappointed? Are you disappointed with any of the 5 characters? And if so, which 5 characters? You know, like which of the 5 characters are you disappointed in? And who would you have rather have seen instead? You know, instead, and we'll talk about it and get a conversation going. So thank you for tuning in, guys. Thanks for letting me ramble. Check out my other videos I got coming up. I got my reviews from season finale of Doom Patrol, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., and StarCraft coming up. And for the icon for next time for Street Fighter 5, take care, and I'm out this bitch!